Yeah, now stand and cheer for your Talking Basketball podcast.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Talking Basketball podcast. I am Mark.
That was a really slow clap.
Slow, like the slowest of slow things.
Yes.
Yes, we are back for another episode.
But hang on, let me carry on like before.
All right.
And your Orlando Magic.
That's right, following on from our previous episode. If you haven't gone that, check that one out.
This is
first.
part two, where we're talking all about the game day experience.
Exactly.
So again, a huge shout out to the Orlando Magic organization for, giving the podcast the opportunity to do it. But
Amazing.
just want to say a special, huge thank you to Shelley again and Haley as well.
Yep.
Haley was, showing me around, and we are absolutely blessed to get your time. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. It was enlightening. I think it was made.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, look, again, it's experiences that I'll definitely treasure for the rest of my life. Great experience.
Well, let's kick it off because we've talked about the training center, and if you haven't gone back, go listen to that episode. But now, of course,
Game day.
we've got to talk about game day.
We're talking about the Orlando Magic game day, and look, let's face it, Orlando is a destination that millions and millions of people go every year.
I want to say when I was there last, it was with you, and I'm sure they said something like there's 70 million people.
Yeah, I want to say there was 70 odd million a year.
It was like that was what they were saying about on the little
On the
Skytrack
train.
thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, it was something like that. And you think, what?
So
That is the population that is bigger than the population of the UK. We've got like 64 million
They're
people
like,
in the UK, and it's like
we
more than
get-
that are just visiting
we get
Orlando.
more people visit Orlando than your
in
population.
the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's staggering,
Or
isn't it?
adults, yeah.
Absolutely staggering.
So, look, what you can, for those watching on YouTube, I took a couple of pictures.
Good job, if you are.
on game day. If you're not, I'm going to try and explain this as best as I can, so you can also have a great experience if you go. Now,
Or you could pause right now, go to YouTube, look at the video on there, screw up to the point that you want to be at,
and look
and
at
then
some of the
welcome
pictures.
back.
Yeah. So what I would say is, if you are visiting Orlando, you've got the Disney parks, got it. Universal parks, got it.
Yep.
If you like basketball, the Orlando Magic game, whatever one you go to, has to be on that list as well. If you don't like basketball, it's worth doing it for an experience.
Oh, space as well. Got to go over and see the space rockets.
The Space Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got to go do that.
I'd be putting that there. But Mark, you got to be putting
That's it. That's the 4.
you got to be putting the Kia Center in there as well.
100%.
Now-
100%.
We are doing this podcast as a little guide to help you get the best experience as you can have, and what you're going to get, what you're not going to get.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what this is about. Now,
It's a nice looking building, isn't it?
that's outside. That's the Kia Center outside. Now, if you are...
I mean, do you know what says it all? Is this natty jacket right there that guy's working.
If I noticed that, I would not have taken a picture. I'd
Look
have
at
waited.
that jacket. That is absolutely amazing.
So these are that's what you're looking right there is an entrance, but it's also an entrance to the main.
Is that fire hydrant painted to go in with all the other things? Because it's got the blue lids.
Probably.
That is awesome.
So what you're looking at is
Shop.
the actual shop, but you can get into the. It's usually where people come out, but to the right is where you can get tickets as well, and also the ticket box is to your right, but you can't really see that.
Conveniently next to the
but
cash machine, of course.
This is where you'll go. But if you're entering what I'd say upper bowl, just to the right of this is where you'll be entering.
Yep.
Going up that big escalator. So if you go to the next picture, Mark,
Yes,
the next
sir.
picture is just a shot outside. So if you are going up a bowl, you're probably going to go through this part here.
Okay.
And look at those lovely palm trees. This is 7 o'clock at night. Look at the sky.
That's a nice part of the world, isn't it?
It's a lot of natural light there. Sorry, this isn't 7 o'clock. I got there really early for this. So my advice is I've been all over that stadium as far as where to sit. Upper bowl, lower bowl, behind the basket, in the center. I've kind of gone through everything. Now, what I would say is I think this is the right way to say it. Your experience enhances the closer you get to the court.
Okay.
I mean,
it makes sense.
That's quite a natural thing to say, I think. Now,
it's a noticeable difference. I think that's what you're trying to say. Like,
a very noticeable. Well, your interaction with the game, for me, increases the closer you get to the court.
Well, and also because you are closer, you are interacting, so it's like a double thing, isn't it? It feeds itself.
So this game was actually the Indiana Pacers that I came to, and so once I got in, here you go. Here's the next seat. So this is before the doors have opened for.
Let's do that so everyone can see it.
This is before the doors have opened. Mark, get that bottom bit of floor, not the top.
No, I'm saying, I'm just going to show you that you've got all these different tiers for people who cannot see. We're talking about the very, very top upper bowl, and then you've got like a middle bowl, then you've got a lower bowl. So if you are seeing that at the moment, it will become apparent when Paul's talking about it.
Yeah. So what was amazing? So that was just a nice picture of the Indiana Pacers down one end and the Orlando Magic down the other. Now that was courtside seats that we were sat in there.
Yeah.
And one of the things that massively stood out straight away was the size of the players. I'm not just talking height, but everything. Like that, they're just muscle mass is just insane. Obviously, they're pretty big guys. As you walk onto the court, because when you walk on the court, that black part of the court that you're stood on
this bit down here.
It's the same level. Yeah, it's the same level. But you'll have a player like I think Halliburton started coming shooting some threes right in front of us.
Okay.
And but you see the size of these guys, and they're absolutely insanely huge. And
there's a lot of them who are big as well.
You can't take it in. You can't really I think appreciate it until they're right in front of you. And when they're right in front of you, you're kind of like looking up. But I know this might sound a bit weird as well, but it was things like arm muscle.
Yeah.
It was almost like you see like a racing horse, like where like the massive legs where it's just like pure muscle and you see the tones. You're looking at like guys. I mean, I remember thinking this guy would kill me with one punch. He's so strong, he would kill me with one punch.
Yeah, they were actually famously, is it Montreal's Harrell in the NBL in Australia recently? Someone accused him of hitting a player with a closed fist, and he was like, "If I'd have hit them with a closed fist, like we'd be having different conversations." He's a big monster. Like, yeah, just people don't know, do they?
Yeah.
When we were in the tunnel, and they came running out, I put my hand up. Like, I put my hand up to go, give me a high five, because some kids in front of them, I'm getting them. And they had like a hand down here somewhere. Like, that's their high five. I'm like, but how
yeah,
different.
You got to think about the end game, Mark. Good planning there. So what is amazing is when you're sat in these seats, is even the trainers. You've got world-renowned players who are now training these guys.
Oh yeah.
And you're just taking it all in. And I'll be honest, I was I don't want to say in shock, but I was just kind of sat there in awe, just like I was just really trying to take the moment in. Just like, man, this is as good as it gets.
Which, we got to not say forget, but it's easy to take it out of context. Like, you're there entertainment wise, this is their job.
Yeah.
So that they're working right now. You go, oh, like, oh, this is cool. He's shooting around. No, he's working. He's working with that player. Like, remember your steps tonight. Remember this. You want to be here tonight.
There was one rule. You could not interact with anyone on the court.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You could, like, well, I mean, probably the players. It's probably what it was. But you attempted to interact.
Yeah.
They interacted with you. I imagine you'd have been all right, but you could not interact with them.
If a ball went over and you went, oh, yeah, and you threw it back.
No balls are getting anywhere near you. So they have got people all around the court, and the ball is coming towards you. Even if they're sprinting to grab that ball, they don't want any interaction with you. So that was really interesting.
Really?
They want, I guess, that play in the flow. They don't want you to get the ball and throw it back to them, because that ball has to go back to them a certain way. Imagine you passed the ball and it dislocated a finger.
Yeah.
So that's what I assumed it was.
Litigation.
But yeah,
I didn't even think of that. Oh.
So Mark, roll the tape, and you can
roll the tape. Who are you? Roll the tape.
Roll the tape, Mark. You get an idea. So this is kind of when I first came here. I'll be honest, I didn't take loads of videos because
you're enjoying it.
I wanted to take in the moment myself rather than just be focused on, oh man, look, like picture. So I was really trying to take it in.
I mean, that is cool, isn't it?
Yeah. So imagine in the game.
Interesting.
That's happening in front of you.
So interesting. From when you, if you, oh, saw a nice brick up there. If you tune into the other episode, which obviously you did, Paul mentioned about those rings, how it's quite easy to hit the front of the ring, and all of these shots are hitting the back. Most of them, they're hitting their shot at the back of the ring and in. And I've heard Steph Curry talking about that as well. Like I'm focusing on that back bit of the ring. I wonder if that's, I don't know.
These guys used to it. Like,
I know.
We weren't used to shooting. This is why I think that makes more sense if you listen to the other episode. But look, you can see the interaction that we have here, and it's just like, I mean, that experience.
They're the ones who are stopping.
Doesn't
the balls
get better
there.
like that.
The one you're saying, like that.
Yes. Now, what I would say, and I've seen this many times online, and I've never ever thought about it. But you can actually pay, I couldn't tell you how much it costs, but you can actually pay for your child, or I guess even yourself.
Yeah.
To
where's your child? I'm here.
Are you little Johnny?
I'm little.
Yes.
I'm little Mark Ferguson. Yeah.
If you don't know what Mark's talking about, we had an episode with Paul Porter. Check that out. Mark
Very
Ferguson.
Mark Ferguson. That's my new name.
Oh dear. So you can actually pay, and you can be I don't know if it would be a mascot, but you can be rebounder for the day.
Oh, really?
You go underneath one of the baskets, and you can do it for the away team or the home team.
Oh, you do that 100%.
There is an asterisk that they cannot. They say players may, but they may not interact with you.
Yeah.
You might get the rebound, give it to these guys, they give it to the player.
And is this game day, or is this?
This is game day. This is
during the game.
Not during the game because they're playing.
Yeah.
I don't know where they go during the game, but I imagine it'll be in decent seats. But this is as they're warming up, before the doors have opened, and when they're warming up as the stadium's filling up. You're right under this basket. Now, what I would say, based on what I saw this day, players interacted with, there was 2 kids under each basket.
Yep.
Players were interacting from both teams, interacting with the kids. And in one particular, some of the Pacer players were actually saying to the kid, come on the court, get the rebound and pass it to me right here. And they were actually letting them really become a part of it.
That's nice. That's very cool.
No, it was very cool. So, you know, for that kid, it was like, man, what an experience. You're now passing the ball on the court, passing it to an NBA player. Again, I couldn't tell you how much that cost, but it's an amazing experience from what I saw.
I think if you are if your child really is into basketball, but as in they would really appreciate that experience of just being there, if that makes sense. Because that's what it is. That's a memory you'll always have. And if they're old enough to have that, get it from no-brainer. No brainer. So
it was a great experience. Now, what I would say is, I am not made of money. I am not made of money.
Look at you there, big cheesy grin.
So, but I will say it from.
How far out did you creep? You can tell them now. How many steps? Like, you're there
So
on
Mark
that corner.
Some of our listeners don't know what you're showing, Mark.
No,
so
I know.
There's a picture of me standing on the Orlando Magic
Well, I was
floor.
going to say, so
I have 1 foot.
You got a foot on the floor, but I mean, you're
On
on
the
the
court.
floor because you're on the court, which is the same thing, which Paul said earlier. There's a big black border that goes all the way around the Orlando Magic court, and then it's seamless onto the actual main floor they play on. So it's kind of like indicating the out of bounds bit. You're standing on that with your foot on part of
Mark, I
part of the
made
court.
sure that I was standing on the court.
I was about to say, I'm sure you took
I
a
made
couple of
sure I
steps back.
touched the court.
Yeah.
And
Look at that cheesy little face.
yeah, so I mean, it's a great experience.
Oh yeah, no question. You're actually wearing the same hoodie as you are right now.
Oh yeah, I am.
He has not washed.
Different T-shirt though.
He has. Wow, we can't see that. I'm afraid.
Well,
so.
that's funny. I didn't put
You
that
haven't- You
together.
haven't washed.
Right. So now, talking of money, look, I am just giving this to everyone for your information.
Okay.
Stay there, Mark. Stay there.
Yep.
Stay there for everyone.
Yep.
So
Stay there.
if you want those seats,
Yep.
they're $3,000.
Okay.
So $3,000 roughly. I'm giving you ballparks here.
And we're talking about a
$3,000.
seat that, if I looked at the picture in the background, it's like all these seats here, isn't it?
Front row.
Yeah.
Front row.
Or like where all these people are sat.
I'd imagine.
Just to give you
I
an
don't know
idea.
what behind, slightly behind is.
Okay.
Now, I have actually for that game. Actually, funnily enough, I saw 2 seats for $1,000.
Yeah, and you didn't do it. 'Cause you're a muppet.
So if you see, and you can, if you see courtside seats for $1,000
Or
at an
thereabouts.
NBA game or thereabouts,
Get it?
and you can afford it,
Yeah.
I would recommend doing it.
That's a
Because you're going to
sensible.
get the greatest experience depending on the game. If it was, I think you might imagine paying $1,000 for a seat and it's the worst game you've ever watched and your team lose. You'd go, all right, that's the big thing. But this game was the greatest game of basketball I'd say that I've seen and been part of, because the Magic were losing the entire game. And that's where
Paolo's game,
Paolo
wasn't it?
Banchero scored
Yes.
37 points and a half. Then he came back right at the end.
Got his
There's
50,
a
didn't he?
great moment in this game where I want to say it's about 2 minutes left.
Yep.
Driving up the court, he does this huge, almost like tomahawk dunk.
Look at that again.
And as he dunks it, it goes in. The Magic take the lead.
Let's get
Yeah.
it. There it is. Yeah.
And I stood up. And cheered. And what I realised looking back, I'm on TV. You like the camera is facing him, and I'm behind it, and you see me standing like going, "Come on!" like that.
Really?
But I had my kids with me; they stood up as well. So you had all like, "Yeah!"
Do you think it looks like you're shouting "Come on," or are you shouting "Chicken"?
Straight away, the Indiana Pacers went into a timeout.
Oh, really?
And they played, I don't know what, let's say it was da na 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 na. Do you know that
Oh,
song?
yeah.
And I'd grab my boys and we're jumping. Anyway, look up, bam, we're on the Titantron. But when we went, we're off.
Yeah, but I guess that's how they do it, isn't it? As soon as you go, then they
Yeah,
jump
because
off.
you're not, we were like, again, they caught us pure emotion of, we're in it.
That's cool.
So,
I
again,
wonder if you could
look,
get that food.
it might be. It depends if it's on the
if it was
game day
shown,
thing.
Yeah.
It all depends. So, yes, what I would that is my advice. If you can get courtside, and that you see them for $1,000, and you can afford it, bite their arm off. Also, just to say, you probably, if you really wanted to, you could buy them for $1,000 and then resell them straight away, and they might actually go for $3,000, and you'd make the money on it. Just throwing that out there as well.
A lot of
some
those,
people do that.
So a lot of those seats generally have already been taken by ticket holders for season tickets, haven't they?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, it's I'm selling that game tonight. Does anyone want my tickets? And if they've got friends or family, whatever, no, I want to get. Okay, right, I'll just put them up for sale.
Yeah.
And so a lot of them, those are the ones that can often be a little bit cheaper because they're a season ticket anyway. They've already paid up front. They're, so it's like, well, I'm getting money for something.
Well, that
I'd
game,
lose. So
literally where you're looking, I saw 2 seats, $1,000 each.
Yeah.
And I looked, I thought, oh, this is before this happened. And I was looking at it, and then
producer Andy, you can blame him for that.
And
indecision.
Yeah, indecision. And 2 days later, saw them again. Bam, they're on sale for $3,500. They were right by the Indiana Pacers bench as well. It would have been a great view. Literally in front of you, you would have seen Banchero scored 37 points in a half, in the first half. So, look, everyone can't afford that.
No,
I get that. So now I'm going into tab down a little bit more.
Okay. What do
So
you mean,
now,
tab down as in
I'm gonna start from the top and work my way in.
All right.
So
in
if you're
terms
going to
of
visit the Magic,
yes,
this is just, I know this is a really crude picture from my phone.
that is a terrible picture.
So that is obviously the Magic arena.
Yep.
And there are all the seats. Now, again, personally, from going all the way around and sitting in the upper bowl, and most of the way around, lower bowl, upper bowl, or whatever.
Yep.
My recommendation would be, at the least, I would be going lower bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason I say lower bowl is because, and also, look,
It's kind of really the two choices as well, though, isn't it? Because this middle section, for those who aren't watching, start watching. But also the middle section, you tend to have a lot.
So you're saying centre court view?
No, what I'm saying is the central ring. We can see here you've got an outside ring,
The lower bowl.
a lower bowl ring,
Yeah.
and then there's this middle one where you've got all the club seats and all the other seats around there. They tend to be like the ones where they're like the club boxes and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why we're saying there's an upper or lower, because there is a middle, but it's kind of, there's the restaurants are there and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, look, let me, because I know people are going to go to these games, and some of them are going to go to these games and go, I'm taking 4 people with me.
Yep.
So it's the cost times 5. Okay, I get that. So if money's tight,
Mm-hmm.
you got to pick your game.
Yes, sir.
So as an example, and I just did this, you can pick up a ticket to watch the Magic play easily for $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'll be in the upper bowl,
Nosebleeds.
probably behind the basket somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe on the edge, but that'll be about $30. Now, what I would say is if you're, if someone like Boston Celtics are in town,
Yeah.
or the Lakers are in town, that ticket's going to be over $100.
Yeah, even for the
the back seat that was $30
Yeah.
is now $100.
Yeah.
Okay. So if money is tight, I would pick your game carefully, and the prices will differ. I mean, the way I've always looked at it, you got teams that are tiered.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have, when LeBron comes in town, the Celtics, the champions, all those teams, they're going to be a top tier game.
And if you go for the I'd say you want to see those players, you're going to have to pay for it regardless.
Yes. And you would have to go further back.
And it is incremental.
If you're
as well,
using the same money, spending the same money.
Yeah.
So just don't take the kids. You go there on your own and spend the same amount of money. That's,
your kids would be so thrilled with that.
or just pick your favorite. Anyway,
Wow.
so
Okay.
this is really important.
Yep.
And I've been umming and ahhing whether to say this or not, but screw it. The prices I've given you so far
Yep.
is from Ticketmaster,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you're looking at here.
Yeah.
if you go to UK attraction tickets,
Mhm.
and look, we are not making any money by me saying this whatsoever,
No.
and it's not for a lack of trying, which is why I was umming and ahhing whether to say it. It is not for a lack of trying. However, my advice would be go to attractiontickets.com.
Yep.
So, do you know, I said the Boston Celtics game right at the back is about $103, $106 on Ticketmaster. On attraction tickets, $97. So I know we're only talking $10 or $8, $10, but take that and kind of, you can take that with a pinch of salt for
Easily.
around the whole stadium.
Yep. Yeah, it makes a difference.
Now, I would also advise with attractiontickets.com, I would contact them. I would phone them up.
Yeah.
Don't buy it on the line unless you know what you're getting, because
on the line
because if you go to Ticketmaster, you're saying I want that seat. Yes, you're getting that seat and you're going to pay for that seat. A little bit more. If you go to attractiontickets.com, you phone them up and you say, I want to be in this area. So what we're looking at now, let's zoom in a little bit, Mark.
Okay.
We go to the next
I was
picture.
about to say, go to the next picture. Is probably better quality.
Go to the next picture. Yeah, I mean, I just took that from
This
a
one,
monitor.
or do you mean?
No, that one. Yeah, one you got.
Or not that one.
No, the one behind that.
Okie dokie.
So we're now looking at a picture of the lower bowl.
Yep.
Yeah. So you could turn around and say to them, I want to be in area 114, 113, as an example.
Yep.
And they all go and look for a ticket for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they'll come back, but they'll come back and say, we will get the best ticket we can get for you. Are you happy? You pay for it. Then they come back and tell you where you're sitting.
Okay.
Okay. So there is a little bit of faith and trust that you need there. But my experience, it was paid off and it was pretty cool. I would also highlight, if you're from the UK and you're traveling to a Magic game,
Yeah.
telling them that.
Okay.
And if this is your first ever basketball game, tell them that.
Yep.
If you've not seen the Orlando Magic play in your life, tell them that. If this is the first game you're going to see in 10 years, tell them that.
Yep.
And the reason I say that is because attraction tickets, based on my experience, then go to the Magic and they say, I've got a family coming to this game. They've never seen a basketball game before. What kind of deal can you do? What kind of tickets? And as tickets are becoming more available, because you get people, they'll have seats blocked out. And as they're not being sold, they'll go, there's a family. I guess they might be.
A family of 5, for example. It's quite a big number, isn't it? Some people are like, I need 1 ticket or 2 tickets. It's like, I need 5. You go, okay.
But they might, this is what I found through just the experience is that you do that, they come back and say, I go to Orlando maybe once every 5 years. Yeah, something like that. So when I say that to them, and it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, brilliant. We'll let them know. And they said, yeah, your Magic have come back. These are the best seats. So again, these seats are going to be, cost-wise, it's going to depend on who they're playing.
Okay.
But you might be able to pick these tickets up. Lower bowl, again, you're going to be looking at about $100. It's going to be 100 and something, $120, something like that, $130.
Yep.
Lower bowl. But your experience from upper bowl to lower bowl will be much different.
Yeah, you've got to be lower bowl, I think.
I mean,
even if you're on the very, very top part of this lower bowl, you're just in where the noise is.
Yeah, I mean, my view is, and I know this is going to sound pretty pretentious, but I don't go to Orlando that often. So if the cost is, $150 for a seat, okay, I'm going to pay $150 for a seat because I'm not coming back in 5 years' time.
No, it's an experience. That's the thing that when people go to football matches, I don't know what a football match ticket is, for example. Well,
if you're in the Premiership, it can be anywhere between £40 to £70.
Okay. So let's say 60, 70 quid. That's almost $100.
Wow. Not nowadays.
Well,
it's only
yeah,
1.2.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's say $80 then.
Yeah.
So let's say $80. You're not far off. If you go say 70 quid,
Yeah.
that is
Okay.
$100. So
So
based on that 70 quid, $100, it's near enough.
This is my really, really important point as well, is when you go there, you're going to get a drink.
Yep.
Now, if you're going, you're going to go in. These are like commemorative cups.
Yeah. I put my cup somewhere. I don't know where I put it.
But these are free refills. So you buy one of these, $15, but you can refill it. I mean, I'll be honest, I refilled it once. But you're buying the cup, aren't you?
Yep.
So that's $15. Put that towards your ticket.
Yep.
They had Papa John's pizza. I went and got pizza. $15, I think. Put that towards your ticket. So that's now $30. So
Yep.
that $80 you now said, I've put that towards my ticket. Well, that's $110.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I would look at it myself, and
Yep.
I'm getting the better experience. And if
Yep.
you have to eat before you go there, eat before you go there. That
Yep.
would be my advice, because you're getting a better experience on the game day.
Yeah.
Now,
Because you got to think also, when you're saying about experience, when we went, we were fortunate. There was lots of games being played. But sometimes you could, the time period that you're going, it's like, they're away a lot, and you've got like 1 or 2 games.
yeah.
So if you've only got a chance of 1 or 2 games, and even if they're like the price of your tickets, or whatever, you go,
Yeah.
just go lower bowl.
Well, we've been there before, and we've seen 7 games in
Yeah.
like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Been there another time. Like last time I went, there was 3 games.
That's it. Yeah.
Same.
Same time period. And you think,
Yeah, it depends if they're on a road trip or not.
Yeah.
So what I would just say, highlighting the food, I did write this down, is in the arena, it's like any other arena. You can get pizza, chicken, ice cream, beer, Coke, chocolate, whatever you want. It's all there. You know what I'm talking about. It's
Yep.
always there. So
Always
whatever
there.
you want to eat, it's there. Now, when you do your food and drink, I would just put in context of the ticket.
yep.
Now, what I would recommend, go into the next one, Mark.
The next one.
So the next one, pretty much you're on the floor.
Okay.
So now you're talking, these are the
VIP.
these are VIP tickets. I don't know what they call them, but what I've just highlighted there is the floor seats. Look, you got $3,000 and you're happy to spend it, spend it. Probably that isn't our average listener.
No.
It's not me. I'm not paying $3,000 for a ticket.
No.
I'd love to be able to. Now what I would highlight is, if you sit in the first 9 rows, is it 9 rows or 10 rows?
Yeah, it's sort of like an odd number. I want to say it was
10.
7 or 9. Yeah,
I think
it
it's
was
9
something
or
like that.
10. But basically, if you sit in the first 9 rows, so you have the floor seats,
Yep.
yeah?
Yep.
So they will have like row 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. And then behind that, you then have the start of the lower bowl, row 1, row
Yep.
2, row 3, yeah?
Yep.
So you almost kind of get row 1 twice, if that makes sense. Floor
Yep.
seat, row 1. You're now starting on the incline, row 1.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
Now, on that incline, if you're in the first 10 rows, you're VIP, or 9 rows, whatever. You're VIP. Now, if you're considering lower bowl, and where you're sat isn't that far away, if you're talking a little bit more,
Yeah.
especially if you take in context the food,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
upgrade to the first 9 rows, 10 rows, because when you do, you then get access to the VIP lounge,
Which is here.
and that's just a shot of, I think that's the VIP lounge.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously it's really cool. On the actual tables, you got the Magic logo and stuff like that. But in the VIP lounge, the key thing here, everything is free. Free food, free drinks. So I went in there and yeah, I had probably the healthiest meal that I had on the holiday, I'd imagine. Other than that, it was pizza and burgers.
Yeah. Pretty much.
My son came back with a tomahawk steak and potatoes. And he's like, Dad, are we coming here every game?
No.
So
I'm literally, as you're talking, I'm literally looking on Ticketmaster now
yeah.
for a game.
Again, you have to pick the game. It's got to be a right game.
I know. I'm literally looking at now. This is a ticket on March the 2nd, 2025, against the Raptors. So I thought Raptors middle of the road. Let's see what that comes out with. I'm just curious.
What, front row?
Well, exactly that's what I'm looking for. Let's see what it comes up with.
Test me, Mark. Test me. Let's see where we're at. Anyway,
I don't know. I'm looking at the filters at the moment, so let's see. Best seats.
well, let's shoot on to the next one.
Okay.
Giving you an idea. So, but again, can you see what I'm saying? Is if you're near enough there, you might as well go there because,
Yeah.
I mean, on that night, oh God, I must have had like 8-9 beers or something like that. Maybe not that much. I don't know. But that's kind of a really bad picture of the bar.
Okay. Well, let's leave it on that one. Let me just look at this now, just while we've got this up, just for a second. Floor W.
So that people can't
Who
see what
can't
we're
see,
looking.
it's
that's
basically
centre court.
centre
view.
court.
Centre view.
Centre view, but it's basically all of the VIP stuff that's next to the visitors. So
Yeah.
either being the one you're talking about, or behind the Magic, or in between.
$3,000.
No.
What is it?
$1,302.
That's row 2. That's row 2.
Row VP2
And row 3.
and row 2 and row 3. So VP2 is VIP2. So that's the very close one. 1,300. Row 2, 1,800. Row 3, 80. I mean, some of these, row 2, floor N. So we're over on this side now.
That's behind the court.
Behind the court.
Sorry, behind the backboard.
775.
What row?
Row 2. So you literally got one
Yeah.
person in front of you. That's it. And then the game.
The only thing is, when I was there at this game, like Gortet was in row 1. If he's in front of you, you're going to go, oh man.
Yeah, but look, all of these, I mean, they're
You just got to bear that in mind.
1,200. Then some of the other tickets are going straight down. Row 3, $300.
Okay, so just go to the first row of the lower bowl.
There we go.
That.
That one there.
So go say 114.
I can do 116 or 113.
Yeah, one of those.
Row 5 or row 3, $300. That's it.
Row 5, row 3, $300.
Yep. If you went row 14, like
Go
220.
Row 9.
Row 9, 209.
209. That's about right. About $200 you're getting in VIP.
Yes,
That's about right.
about 150 quid, 160 quid, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But bear in mind,
That's
your
including food
your
and drink.
entire evening
Yeah.
from food and drink is taken care of.
Yeah.
And look, I
that meal on its
enjoy the bar. That meal alone is a 50 quid meal.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna
Anywhere
say.
else, that's 50 quid meal.
Yeah.
What you're spending in the bar, that's another 50 quid. So what I had at just eating and thingy was £100.
Exactly. And you got better seats, and it's a different
the view.
entrance, and the view.
Yeah, you go for a special entrance.
You go through where the. I mean, we're coming up to that, aren't we? Actually.
So there you go. Look, Mark. Look, I do that one. Do this picture. This
look.
gives you an example of what the bar looks
I'll
like.
give you an example of exactly what Paul was doing at the game.
That was before anyone came in.
Look at the state of
What
that.
am I drinking? Is that Coors?
What is that?
Yeah, that's a Coors. Look, you see the thing in the background.
Sure, it's not Bud Light.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
You're on their marketing promo run.
No.
But that, yeah, I mean, they've got nice thing about that bar is that when you obviously go up and you get them the drink and you give them a tip, then after a while you just keep going back, don't you?
Yeah, so
if they
all
see you coming, they're like, I know what he drinks.
all you're really paying for is like money wise is just tipping the bar staff.
Nice.
That's what it is. So
That's nice.
that's what I would recommend. Yeah, like if you're happy to spend $200, and let's face it, $200 on a basketball ticket, that is not that much. Bearing in mind, when you go to Disney, you're paying $150 per day to get in. And some people will pay another $150 to go through the speed cube thing, which more and more people are doing.
Yeah.
And then you get your food on top of that. So $200 for a basketball game isn't that much nowadays, especially if you're getting a free bar and free food. Also, one of the greatest touches they do in VIP is they've just got like these massive fridges that will just have Pepsis, and then they got the cupboard of Coke, crisps and chocolate and stuff like that. So obviously, you, on your way to the court, you just grab a packet of M&Ms or a Mars bar. No, so their Mars bars are called Milky Way. So you just grab a Milky Way, bam, you're in business.
Did they have a Three Musketeers there for you? Because I know you have a penchant for a Three Musketeers.
So Three Musketeers tastes a little bit, for our listeners, they got this chocolate called Three Musketeers, which is pretty much the original Milky Way.
Like an 80s, in the UK, an 80s Milky Way.
Yeah. But
before they changed it.
Fatter, bigger.
Yeah.
I can't remember. They definitely had M&Ms, and that's what I grabbed.
You're obsessed with them when we went.
So run that, Mark. Might be worth turning the audio off.
I'll turn the audio off. No one needs to hear your voice.
So, but this was me giving you guys a little, really quick tour.
I think a lot of people saw this. Hopefully,
as I was doing it, someone interrupted me and went, some guy taking out the rubbish was like waiting for me to finish, and I was like, nah, it's all right, mate.
There was someone else who did it in a second as well, because I remember getting this audio. You show the crowd now. You show where this is how close you are to the game.
From VIP.
And then some guy goes, Diane, when he walks past you.
That's right, the court there. So you right behind where I am now is where the players' changing room are.
Yep.
So your VIP your VIP entrance is right by it. Now I'm walking in VIP right there. So you've got all the different food. It's kind of just go up, grab what you need.
Yep.
I'm just pointing over there. That's the fridges where you go get your chocolate and crisps. I should have actually put it on. For some reason, my phone I couldn't switch it, so it was on me all the time. But I walked all the way down. So it's a big area.
I know it sounds silly, but we keep highlighting on the food. I'm not foodies at all. But when you go over there, it's very rare to find food like this, where it's a proper big,
there you go,
proper restaurant food, without it being fast food. As Paul found the bar.
There's the bar right in the middle.
Quite happy with that.
I think that's where I stopped, and that's where I got a pint, and that's where you get your next picture. So,
I will say, from my memory, I know it's going to sound silly, but one of the things that stood out for me going down there, it's going to sound bizarre, is the toilets. When you're in the VIP, the toilets are just much plusher, much nicer. I'm not saying cleaner, it's the wrong way to put it, but you definitely have descended into a nicer scenario than if you go up in the nosebleeds, you have to use the toilets up there.
I can't comment on that. I can't remember.
I just remember going in those.
It's been that long, Mark.
There's nothing wrong with them, but when I'm saying is you go downstairs, you're like, oh no, these are like posh toilets.
Yeah,
we all know what posh toilets are, 'cause none of us are posh.
Right, but run that one, because you come out of VIP. And
obviously, like you said before,
you got the players right there.
Straight into the...
I mean, this goes on for about 30 seconds, I think. But you see, that's the door. That's the door that leads to the door
you were
of the
saying,
Magic Change. There you go. There's the players.
How big the players are. And bear in mind, you're holding your phone up, yeah? And your phone's still at head height with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And you're holding your phone up above people.
Can I just say, you got so many kids there. They're getting high fives and stuff like that.
Disappointing. There's a few people missed a high five there.
But
yeah,
what I would say from a kid's perspective, my kids were there, and they kind of came back. Oh my God! Like Banchero touched my hand. Like that's what they're like. So you're interacting with the players.
That's worth it alone. Just so that you could be in that tunnel, because if you're VIP, that's where you go in the tunnel, don't you? Yeah.
So I mean, they're the main things that I'd point out to you. 113, I've sat there. That's all right. That's pretty good. 113. Now this, you probably want the sound on. This gives you I think this might have been from. I can't remember.
It's Indiana, isn't it? You can tell.
Yeah. So. That's pre-game. That's the warm-up that everyone sees.
That's nice.
Really interesting is the Orlando Magic, the Amway Arena have installed massive subwoofers.
Yeah.
Now there's
there's
like a decibelage.
Decibel meter.
That sounds better. Decibelage. There's a decibel meter which is you can't go past this. So, you know, having these subwoofers is, you know, just adding that vibration. So I don't know where any of the teams are then, but those subwoofers definitely add another element to
I bet they do.
Your entertainment package.
Oh, I bet they do, 100%. I mean, let's have a look at some of these. What's he got here?
This is Halliburton shooting threes. I thought you'd want to see that.
See him.
So there you go. I mean, you can hear the volume coming through on the.
And I mean, I think it's worth pointing out. Look at how many people are in the stadium at the moment. It's just trickling through. People are just filling up, and it's already that noisy. So
yeah.
When the first ever game I went to, the thing that struck me, I know it sounds really stupid, but it wasn't like come in, take a seat, and then everything starts. As you're literally walking through the arena, you're hearing it all. Everything is like it from the moment you're walking in the doors. It's like the atmosphere is already there, and then you walk in. Then you walk into the stadium, and you're like, and that's what you're hearing. And you're hearing that from outside in the foyers where the food and all the concession stands are, and they've got like loads of concession stands as well, haven't they? Like,
screens everywhere. Screens
when
everywhere.
you're walking around the outside, there's a food one. That's where you can buy some merch and you carry on walking around the outside. Oh,
there's your ice
another
cream one. There's your chocolate one. There's your pizza.
There's another shop.
There's your chicken.
Keep walking around. It's like it's endless, isn't it? You could just walk around there.
So yeah, I mean, look, that's
very cool.
That's the start, and then I think the last one is in the game, the intro. Oh, there's stuff.
Oh, we got to have a bit of stuff. Let's have some. Let's see if we can get this bigger. And next time Paul goes, he's going to put it in portrait, landscape rather than portrait.
So you can hear the difference now, can't you? It is that loud. That's not Paul Porter. He wasn't there that long. It must have been.
He clearly had an NHL commitment.
Yeah.
Do you know what? We've had a chat with Paul today. Go check that episode out if you haven't.
Is that coming out before this?
We'll see. But he even mentions the dancers, and they've got a whole magic crew. Honestly, I know full well the fact that as and when I take my daughter one day, she'll go and watch that, and she'll probably be more infatuated with watching stuff and what he gets up to than the game.
All the kids are. All the kids are. Like when I've gone with all my kids, and something will happen in the game. You go, oh, and you'll look, and they'll just be like,
Alex, stuff's over there,
stuff's doing,
eating someone's popcorn.
But again, that's entertaining. It's I've said to you before, it's a show inside of a show. Stuff just walking around. He's just up to mischief, doing stuff, and
amazing. That's what you want.
So yeah. So what's the next one, Mark?
I have no idea, Paul.
Oh, so this is a stuff moment again. I thought you might want to see it.
Let's have a look see. Let's have a look see.
So they're actually pulling things, trying to get the crowd to go louder. So if you look up on, you can see, there you go. You look up on the actual Titantron, you can see what the words are on that massive sheet that he's just pulling out.
That's cool. I don't think people will realise how loud that is when you're there. It's deafening.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And
Not
then,
definitely in a negative way, should we say?
now, what I would say. Oh yeah, this is Motley Crue. I need to put this on the Portsmouth 4 set list. And there's staff clapping away, getting everyone going.
I mean that, but this is the bit that people don't necessarily expect.
There you go. Stuff just hit a shot from the halfway line there.
I know, it's magic, quite literally.
Right.
But that's
So-
what people don't expect from, you know, the game. It's that you're going to watch a game, but it's actually no, you're going to get entertained for an evening.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yeah.
real like thing that I think people just need to take away from this more than anything else. Is you're going for entertainment. Why'd you go to Disney? Entertained. Why'd you go to Universal?
Yeah.
Entertained.
And especially if you're from the UK, you're going on holiday for what you're actually spending on. Look, Disney tickets now for an adult like 900 quid. That's 900 quid. Sorry, that's Disney and Universal, like a 14-day pass.
Yeah, the thingy.
That's
pass,
£900.
Yep.
£900.
Yep.
So when you put it in that context, you just think $200 for a basketball game.
I know someone went to one of the parks and they paid, was it $160 for a day ticket?
Yeah.
So just to go to the park for a day because they were only around there for a day. And I'm going to go in one of them.
Yeah.
$160 for one day.
Yeah.
In a Disney park, and you go, you're not going to be getting many rides done because of the queues and all that sort of stuff. You think, wow.
Well, also,
it's an experience you're not going to get in the UK.
I would highlight. Yeah, you're going to see nothing like this in the UK.
Unless you get a Portsmouth Force game, you might get close. But
yeah, you're not going to get anything like this in the UK. I mean, what I would say is I do think people from the UK, we can be a little bit reserved as well. No. So what I would say is if you want a picture with stuff, take your opportunity when it's presented, because he will be there for like 10 seconds and he won't be there.
Yeah.
So if you go to a game and you see stuff, you get off your backside and go over to him, and he is pretty good. He sees you walking over holding the camera. He knows exactly what's coming on. And look, that's exactly what we did with the next picture, Mark.
Yeah, sure.
It's exactly what we did. We went over, grabbed stuff.
Amazing.
I was trying to get him a few times, and there goes me and the lads with stuff.
That is cool, isn't it?
Almost on the floor. I think I gave you the picture where
Yeah,
one of them's got their eyes closed.
Yeah, but look, that's actually like when you say you're on the floor, that is like these are some of the VIP seats there. So you're on the same place that you would be on the VIP seats.
No, this was in VIP.
Yeah, no, what I mean is, you know, where they're sitting, you see you're almost on the floor. That is the same floor.
So we literally just got off our seats, quick picture, boom, done.
That is quality, isn't it? That he is just the best mascot.
Yeah, you have to see it, I think, to believe it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think.
It sounds really weird when we say like, oh, the mascot is. Honestly, you just got to see it. It's just hilarious, absolutely hilarious, and the constant. I mean, look now. I think this picture's great, because you can see how like it's packed. It's absolutely rammed, but you can see how high it goes up, right back up here. And I'm looking right now for those who are listening, right in the top of the rafters, right up there. It's packed. Yeah, people want to go watch these games.
What you can do,
and this was Indiana,
because you did it. Yeah. You can upgrade your ticket via the Orlando Magic app.
Yes,
at half time,
and you can do it at half time. You can do it during the game. You can say, "Oh, well, I've got an extra £20. What can I get?" Oh, you can bump your ticket and do this,
and you go VIP or some. Yeah, some people walk down.
Yeah,
but you see them a mile off where they see empty seats, and so they'll go and sit in there. Those.
And all the people,
those security guys, they know exactly. They see and go, "Hey man, can I see your ticket?" And they go,
and they sit there and they'll have the list of who's got the tickets bought. Are the tickets bought? So if someone's gone to the game, been there, and then had to shoot off for work or something, that's probably the only time you're going to go and get to sit in a seat and then get away with it, because they will just be watching. Like, we know those seats
also
are taken.
with VIP, you got to walk past them and show them your tickets to get there.
Twice.
So once you're there and sat in your seat, they've looked, so they know who sat there for the game. So if suddenly someone is not there, that it stands out.
Now, when we went, you were able to walk round.
Yeah, you can still do that.
Can you still do that?
You can still walk around. I mean, kind of on that level where we are now. So this is like behind the courtside seat. So that's the first 4 courtside seat rows. You can walk around there.
Okay.
That's always quite nice if you've never done it before, because you can actually hear the players, you can hear the coach, you can see, you just feel a bit more of the atmosphere a little bit. And if you're lucky, you walk around the right way, you get on TV, you'll see yourself walking around. If you take a look, you go, oh, there's my head walking around.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean,
that's very cool. Very cool indeed. And these are all the little boxes. And you can see all some of the boxes there. And there's boxes at the top and on the mid-range. That's what we were talking about before.
I mean, it depends on what you want. Do you want someone serving you? Is that what you want in a game? Personally, I want to be as close to the action.
Well, I would put a caveat on this. I've looked at the boxes before. When we were there, I looked at one of the things with the upgrades, because it was weirdly the box was available, but you have to pay a bit more. But the reason is because it's, like Paul said, it's yours and you get served, etc. I will throw it out there. If it was a big family thing, and you know, you've got 5 people you're catering for there, if you say, oh, well, there's like going to be 10, 15 of us, suddenly getting a box would actually
10, 15 maybe.
That would suddenly make a lot of sense, because you go, you've got the kids there, you've got everyone there, you get the food all there, and it's in a real central place. You've got great views, you're still getting the atmosphere. That would be totally worth it. And if you think 10 people, that's a lot. Not really. If you've got 2 families of 5, or you've got 3 families of 3 and 4 or whatever, it suddenly adds up real quickly.
Yeah. And if you got 10 people, trying to get tickets for 10 people is quite difficult.
All together around the same thing, where, you know.
What you do is you get 2, then a 3 behind.
We've done it and switched seats and all that sort of thing. So the one with your brother, when they had that guy who sat in front of them.
Oh, that was amazing.
And it was like, the guy was an absolute giant and sat in front of them. They're like, hey, do you want to switch seats? We're like, no, we're good.
It was like the equivalent of someone the size of Shaq sitting in front of him.
And we had 2 people from the Navy. I think it was the Army or
Height
Navy.
challenged.
Yeah, they were small ladies, and they came and sat in the front. And
this was like, this is amazing. This is the best view we've ever had.
Absolutely.
Free beer.
And there was a guy at the end, I think, who was from the Army. But they do that a lot with some
of
these
small,
as well. And they have people from the forces that, if they are local and they're there, they get concession to seat, which is obviously amazing. But yeah, we totally lucked in there. Your brother was fuming.
So my advice, and if I was traveling to Orlando, I would go to the game, and so that's by the exit of VIP.
Yep.
When you're in VIP, that's when you're walking out, that's what you see.
That is cool. Isn't it?
So my advice, if you can afford $200 for a ticket, my advice would be to go in the first 9 rows of the lower bowl and go VIP, and just think of it like I'm getting free beer or free drinks all night, other than you got a tip, and I'm getting, in Orlando, probably quite a healthy meal in comparison to what you're eating.
If you go to the theatre, if you go to the theatre and you go watch a performance, 2-3 hours, go for a meal out before the theatre, it's maybe going to cost you £100 or so. There's a couple of you doing that, and you're going to go do your tickets and everything, and you go to a decent show, it's not going to be that much different. And that's really what you're going for, isn't it? You're going for a night, an experience for an evening.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm just going to watch bots, but you don't necessarily have to be a basketball fan. If you are a fan, you absolutely have to go. If you're not even a fan, just go for the experience, because you will really enjoy it.
VIP, that's what I'd say. Go VIP if you can. Call attractiontickets.com.
Yep.
Say to them you're coming from the UK. It's your first game, your last game, whatever it is. Tell them. And see what they can do for you.
The other thing that we did previously, because when we had that marathon with 7 games and there was 4 of us going to go for those games, that's obviously then suddenly a lot of tickets. You're talking like 28 tickets. So we actually phoned up the Magic themselves, the Magic box office, and said to them, look, this is the deal. We need this amount of tickets. And what they did was they went, well, hang on, you're getting quite a lot of tickets here. So what you can do is you can get one of those, it's like a part season ticket where you can get up to 20 tickets or 25 tickets or whatever it is. And because of that, they're rated at different values or whatever. So the short answer was, because we're buying such a volume, we got a discount, because we were obviously buying, hey, we're going to buy 28 tickets from you basically.
Yeah.
And so we're going to give you like $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever.
Yeah. So it depends on
and
what
so
you
that
what you're
averaged
doing.
out because we were doing loads of them. So that is another thing. If you're a massive basketball fan and you're going, and it, I mean, we're saying this with Orlando Magic, it might apply for other tickets, but I know Orlando did that. Phone the box office if you're getting a large quantity, more than 3 or 4 games. They might have something that they can do for
and
you.
Look, yeah, basketball fans in particular, they'll be going over there and going, oh, okay, this. When we went, it was 7 games, wasn't it?
I guarantee you this
7
much.
games.
If you go and do it, you 100% would do the. You will be sitting there thinking, have they got another game? Am I here for another game while I'm here on holiday? Like, can I fit another game in?
And I'm gonna finish. Oh, what I would say, sorry, I forgot to say, is there's also on the way out, there's a shop. So that shop you saw at the start, it's usually the way you go out. It does get a bit crowded in there.
Yep.
I
like the concession shops that are around as you're walking around where the food was.
They're okay. They're okay.
If you just want to get a very specific thing, you probably have to go to the shop.
Yeah.
But for your general T-shirt or something like that, they've all got all those all around.
But yeah, it's a cool shop. There's always something for everyone, and definitely after the games, that's where you want to get something for sure. What was I going to do?
But if you are based in the UK or Europe, we will be having our links coming up soon, where you can go to the NBA Europe store and order your Orlando Magic or any other team you fancy merchandise. And we will get an affiliate link and a little bit of a kickback, but we don't make any direct money off it. So that'll be coming up shortly. Trying to do the paperwork for that.
What I will say is, you will see famous people in there as well.
Yeah.
Especially if you know who you're looking for.
Yeah.
So obviously famous people from the UK go on holiday too. And it's actually probably quite nice for them that they go over to Orlando and they don't get spotted and mobbed because no one actually knows who they are in America. But there was a few people over there that I saw. I'm not going to drop names. I know
there was a famous cricketer there because they were posting it at the same time. So and it was literally the game that you're at, and I thought,
yeah. There's a very famous comedian who's on TV as well.
That's cool.
He was there. Also, he's famous anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think the Chelsea manager was out there. Is it the Man City manager? One of the Premiership managers for like Man City or Chelsea, one of them were out there, and they gave him and I was saying to my brother, was like, that looks like whatever his name is. I swear that's him.
Not Pepe.
I can't remember, Mark. We're going back like 2 months now.
Because he's the one who speaks to the guy at Celtics a lot. He's big on basketball.
Oh, maybe it is then. But I swear that's him. I'm kind of looking at him. He's not reacting, so I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's not. And then next thing, stuff comes over, gives him a jersey. It's like, oh, right, okay.
That was him.
So had his name on the back. So
I think he's done some stuff with, is it Joe Manzula, the Boston Celtics head coach. Pepe's been actually like speaking with that mentality of how you're coaching an elite team. Yeah, I think they're elite coaches, so they talk to each other. I think that's kind of an interesting thing there.
Yeah. So to conclude, what I would say, and I'm very confident you'll agree with me on this, Mark. If I was going again, and this will sound really I don't know. I would be going VIP. I'd be attempting to go VIP at the very least, unless it was a big game.
If it's one game, if there's only one game I can go to, I'd do VIP. If it's multiple games, I would try and get as best close to lower bowl as I can for the others, and then try and get the cheapest version of VIP I could. So even if it was like I'm row 10 of VIP, and that's cheaper than row 1, fine, I'd do that for the one game I really wanted. Then the others I'd go as lower bowlers.
I would also be tempted to go, I'm not going to go to some of the others to go and have that one amazing experience.
That's where you guys and me differ, because I still really enjoyed the view up in the nosebleeds. I actually really enjoyed it.
It's okay.
The one we went to, and we were on the edge, and there's a family over there, and then they came and moved down, and then the person was like, "Hey, back you go," and they moved back again. But we were like on the isometric view, so like the 3/4 view, and I actually quite enjoyed it just because it's like, and that sounds silly, but when you fly over to the States from the UK, often the flights are sort of either 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, around that sort of time. So by the time you get there, potentially you can often go and watch a game if there's a game that evening.
Yeah, we did.
I've done it both times I've been.
So I
to
think the game starts and it's like 1
years.
o'clock in the morning in the UK when it starts there. And
Exactly.
You're like watching a game. Yeah.
But you can fly there, and you've been traveling all day. So it sounds really silly, but there's something about, I've just dropped my stuff in the hotel. I'm going to get in the car and go to watch Orlando. And then you sort of sit there and go, I'm finally here on holiday. Because there's no
got
way.
on the plane and
I've
now
just
I'm in a game. Yeah.
This isn't, it's like a surreal thing where you go, you get on holiday, you open up the door, and the hot air just goes, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm not in England anymore. And then you get in the car and do all that sort of stuff, and you get a hotel, and you think, right, what am I going to do now? No, I've got a purpose. I've got to get to a game. And when you finally get there, and you're like, okay, I'm definitely in a different place.
Yeah.
This is a bit surreal. And if you're paying $30 for seats just to have that little end of your evening.
Well, also, if I was coming off a plane, I'd spend $30 on a ticket, because if you're waiting for your rental car to come through for 2 hours, you're probably not going to make the game. So
no, exactly. That's what I mean. So for the sake of that, if you can get a $20, $30 ticket, because I think at the time some of the tickets we got were $20, $22 even. You think, yeah, one of them was against Milwaukee, I want to say. You think, yeah, watch Giannis play.
Yeah.
And wasn't it an astounding game? Not really. But the games that we did see were up close. They're brilliant games. So you go,
oh, honestly, if I
pick the right ones, you got to pick the games.
Yes, I agree. So you got to kind of take it all into consideration.
And it's not just seeing, oh, this is the one, say, where a famous name is going to be playing, because that'll probably be one of the higher rated ones. You got to think, actually, what game is going to be a real game to watch, if that makes sense.
I mean, so just to finish this off, if I was going back, I don't think I would not go VIP now. I would not go front 10 rows, just because...
Has it spoiled it for you?
No, because I'm just looking at it going, well, I enjoy going and having that meal, like a really nice meal. And then, like, you then go and get your desserts with that, like massive cookies or whatever it is. Then you go get your free drinks with all of that. And then you get the chocolate and the crisps. And then you're watching the game. And then you're going, just as a note, the bar stops at the end of the third quarter.
But there is a restaurant. There are restaurants with thingies there as well that you can actually book a restaurant. So if you're not going VIP and sitting down there, but you just want to go to the restaurant to watch a game.
That'd be crazy, though.
Well, you say that, but at
you
the same
might
time,
as well put that into your ticket and go VIP, and then the food's part of it for free, and you're close.
Yeah,
that's the point I'm making.
Some people maybe don't have the situation to afford that, or the partners who are willing to say, I want to take you out for a nice meal out tonight.
Yeah, nice meal out. Let's put
lovely
it towards
restaurant.
The ticket,
Let's
love.
go to the lovely restaurant. They go, great. Where is this? Oh, it's a lovely
it's
restaurant.
Called Papa
You really
John's.
like it.
It's in Amway Arena.
No, I
Sorry,
think it's
Kia Arena.
Because they're around the central part, I want to say. Anyway, yeah, just go and watch a game. You'll love it. You will absolutely love it. If you're a basketball fan, you just think, okay.
And
dare I say, I've been to Madison Square Garden. I've been to a few other things. I don't really like Madison Square Garden anyway, but
why not?
It's steeped in history, but it's not that great of an arena, really. It's just
I've never seen it.
It's just very, very in on itself, if that makes sense. Steeped in history, yeah, but it's just not building. If that makes sense. Where if you think like Amway, they consider that, or I say Amway, the Kia Centre now, but these are stadiums that have been around since 2000 and let me guess, 2007, 2008. I think it was originally, when it was originally Amway, it was about 2008, 2009. So it was originally built then. So it's coming up sort of like 15, 16 years old at least, I'm guessing, the age of that. And you look at it and you think, wow, it's still a lovely stadium. And there's other ones that have been built since Intuit Dome now. Obviously, the one they've just done for the Clippers. Think of that stadium. That's about as modern as it gets. They spent $2 billion on it. Yeah. So when you think of things like that, you go, that's how much they invest in these things. That's why they want to give you a good time.
Yeah. But if you are in Orlando and you don't go, you're crazy. VIP.
You have to.
That's what you want to go.
It's literally.
Do you know where I wouldn't go to VIP?
I would even say attraction tickets. They literally should put it on there. These are things that you should do, and it's not just because we're basketball fans. Like
they do. They do. Orlando Magic's one of the top ones.
Exactly.
But where I wouldn't go VIP is if I had to take the whole family. That's when it's like, oh man, because then it's like.
So you're just saying, I just want to go on my own in VIP.
No, I'm not saying my own, but I'm saying if you've got one person going with you, okay, that's the price. If you got 5 of you all together and you're trying to get into VIP, you're going, hang on, I'm now spending over $1,000. Oh, is courtside row 1 for $1,000? Just saying, makes you think, doesn't it?
Now you're thinking, instead
I
of you
can
not
see
coming to the
course.
experience,
I can have
go courtside.
Anyway, look, you're crazy. If you don't go and check it out, you're crazy. That's what I say. But that's all my advice that I would give you. Hopefully that helps people if they're going over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it was a brilliant experience when I went, and that was like 5 years ago. But yeah, what a fantastic opportunity, and thanks again, Shelley and the team there for.
On that day, particular, Shelley came over and said hello, which is really nice, and Hayley was the one who gave us the little tour. She's very nice, loads of information, and like I said, I didn't try to take too many photos because I just wanted to absorb it and just take it all in.
It's an experience.
It's a really
we've
surreal
said it
moment
from the beginning. Even
there.
the very beginning of the first bit we did of the podcast was all about and where this came from. How do you get experience and getting an atmosphere in a basketball game? That's where it all came from. And it's such an experience. Go try it.
There we go. All right. Enjoy.
So ends another episode of the Talking Basketball Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Go check out our other episodes where we've talked about the training facility and also our interview of Paul Porter, the voice himself of the Orlando Magic. Thank you for tuning in. I have been Mark.
I have been Paul, and good night.